Hey there, it's Bobby Legs, and welcome to another episode of Bobby Legs Loves Watches. And 2023 is done and in the books. And it's a good time right now in the first couple weeks of January to reflect on some of the things that we saw in the watch community space last year in 2023. And I want to focus here on this video with Sinn, one of my favorite brands. It's a German watch brand. If you're not familiar with it, please do go check it out. And they had a bunch of releases last year, admittedly not as much as they've had in previous years, but they had a few last year. And I want to give you, in my opinion, my humble opinion, the top five releases last year. So let's get at it. The first pick, or actually number five, is this variation of the Sinn 104. Now, if you're not familiar with the Sinn 104, it is, I feel like, their flagship model. So many different variations, a great price point to get in. I've often said that the 104 is a great gateway into the Sinn collection and also a great gateway watch into German watch collecting. Pilot style watch here, countdown bezel, three-hander with a date and a date. And this variation that they released here has an interesting fume pattern that you see. You don't see that too often with these 104s. It's usually like a flat color, a solid color, but not this fume. It's very, very rare that you see this here with the 104. Great piece if it's your first time watch from Sinn. Even a great day, everyday piece, right? You got three-hander, the date and day, 41 millimeter case diameter, not too thick, will fit a lot of wrists, 200 meters water resistance, workhorse movement here. It's just a great piece to own. And this variation, I really like that fume. Going into number four, a brand new model for Sinn last year, the T50, probably right in the coattails of the popularity of the U50, which was a uh, cousin or younger brother to the U1, which was a big dive watch. The U50, a smaller 41 millimeter, and this one T50 as well, using some different materials here, right? You got some titanium case. You do have the tegmented bezel, and it is a captive safety bezel, so you have to actually push it down and then twist. So if you are diving with this watch and you're afraid that you're going to bump into something and the bezel is going to move, well, you have some added security. 500 meters water resistance, just a great watch. Salida 300 workhorse movement. Great piece to have. I actually owned this watch for a few months and really liked it. But at the end of the day, I think I'm a U50 kind of guy. So that's why I let it go. And the U50 is in the short list of watches that I'll be hopefully getting soon. I used to own the U50, but now I realize, I'm a U50 guy. But you may be a 250 guy or gal. It is a really, really cool looking piece. I love it on the strap, the rubber strap that you see it on there. I think it just looks great. Great piece to have. Going to the number three, and that is the 910, the Chronograph. It is a limited edition 500 pieces, celebrating the 125th anniversary of the Eintracht Frankfurt. Apologies for the pronunciation. This is a sporting club in Frankfurt, Germany, and so they did a collaboration here. Great looking watch. You got that the symbol. I guess their symbol is some sort of like hawk or eagle. It's probably an eagle. I love birds on on dial. So if if you've watched the channel before, you know that I'm a big fan of the Citizen, because it has that eagle. I affectionately call it the chicken on the dial. I just like it. I just like it. And I think this watch looks very, very cool. The CZ05 movement, which I think is a variation of a Lamagna. I could be wrong. But they have their own in-house names for some of these movements that they have here. It's a little bit thick at 15 and a 0.6 millimeter. To me, not an issue. It's a chronograph. I kind of expect them to be thick. These are not El Primeros here. They're much thinner. But it's just a cool looking piece. And if you can get your hands on it, I think you'll be very, very happy with it. Going to number two on the list, the 365 Classic Pilot Classic Anniversary. I love this watch. I own this watch. I own this watch. I saw this when it came out and I said I had to have it. It actually brought me back into German watch collecting. I kind of took a hiatus and went and experimented with different watches and brands from different parts of the world. But I came back to German watch collecting in this last year, and this was the catalyst here. Small case diameter for personally, I think for uh, a chronograph, although you may agree or disagree with that. Um, the 50 millimeter thickness, on paper it looks thick, but I'm telling you, it's not that bad. It's mostly crystal, right? And so with a small lug to lug, a 46 millimeters, it's going to fit a lot of wrists, and it's so light and comfortable. It's got the Salida 510 movement, 100-meter water resistant, limited to 500 pieces, but they have different variations of this one here with the bi compacts chronograph that are not limited. They also have the tri compacts type model as well that's been in their collection for years, for 25 years. Great watch, great piece. Definitely should consider this one as well. And finally, the number one top release this year. It's also a limited edition, the 103 Classic. It's a special edition with the watch magazine Armbanduren. I think I got that. I think I got it pretty close. Um, anyway, look, they've come out with some of these 103 classics in the last couple years, and the last one was like a reverse panda, pretty much a reverse panda version of this, and it was great. My friend Chaz has it. I love it. He lent it in. I missed out on it. That was limited to 500 pieces. This one's limited 300, limited 300s. What I love about this, and why this is maybe one of my favorite Zinns of all time. I know I'm going out there in a statement. One of my favorite Zinns. I just love the color, the creamy dial, the accents with the orange hands and the sub hands here for the sub dials, and the brownish tone of that bezel. It's also a captive bezel, by the way. And that orange strap, it just looks so good. This is so different, I think, than what Zinn usually does. Zinn usually puts out, and this is a tool watch, don't get me wrong. And they pull tool watch, very monochrome colors, nothing risque. Every once in a while, they might do something daring or dashing, but this is full on, like totally different, and I love it. And if I could get my hands on one of these one day, man, that'd be great. It's so hard to get, limited 300. I think they're probably all gone, or you have to go buy it in Germany and then have somebody ship it to you. But I love this piece. My favorite and top pick of 2023. Anyway, folks, let me know what you think. What is your top Zinn release of 2023? Put a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.